going on, everyone? It's your boy Charlie and my best girlfriend Melanie. This is the Inner Circle podcast. How's everyone doing? How are you, Melanie?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am great. Listen. I'm great. I'm excited. A lot of everything because we have such a special guest today that we've been working on for a while to get on, and he's finally on, and we're excited about that. But really quick, let's catch up real quick. How you been? I see your apartments coming together up there in the Heights. How was your weekend? How you been the last few days?
My weekend was good. What did I just basically lounged at home and in my apartment, and I'm still in the process of decorating it. So slowly but surely it's coming along. I might need your help this weekend to help me because I need some manpower to do some heavy lifting, But no, everything is good. Can't complain. How was your
Nice.
weekend?
My weekend, as you know, as you've seen, because you was dog sitting for me,
Yep.
I went to Toronto, and that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. My second
Yeah.
time in Canada, but the first time I went back was 2015, but it was Niagara Falls. And you don't
Mm.
really experience Canada if you just stay at Niagara Falls. But this time we stayed in Toronto, and it was pretty cool. It was cool. At
I want to go there.
the first day it felt weird in the sense that it gave me a little bit vibes like I was in DC or like ATL a little bit, like a little mix or
Really?
even Miami at some points. I don't know if it's the building or just the atmosphere, but the first day, Rab myself, we like felt a little weird, but it was a dope trip. And
You
over
guys
there,
went
they're
at the
very
right
friendly.
time.
They're
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very friendly. So yeah, it was great. It was great. But let's not prolong this show because we have so much to like get into with this dude. If y'all don't know, y'all been sleeping under a rock or something. It's been in the making, and thank the powers that be. He's an MTV legend. I call him an MTV legend. I know some people like to call Mark the Godfather, but this guy for me is like an MTV legend. He's from the real world Boston. He won a challenge extreme, and he's been on countless of challenges. He is it's so many things. Welcome to the show. The man, the myth, the legend, Cyrus. Yarbrough,
Cyrus.
what's up?
Yo, what's
Give him
happening,
some real
bro?
applause.
Thank
Oh,
you
wait,
for
wait,
having
wait,
me, man.
the
Appreciate it.
applause. No. Ah.
Ah, Boo, 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 boo,
There we
boo.
go. There we go.
How you doing?
Welcome to the show, man. How are you? You're all the way in Cali, right?
Yeah, I'm in Cali right now, man. Life is good, brother. Phenomenal. I have no complaints. Things are going and moving, and I like to look at life as just an experience. There's no good or bad, bro. There is me moving forward. Everything's just an experience, and I'm experiencing it all.
I love that, man. I love that. Now, for anyone who may not know, we have some new Gen Zs that watch and listen. You started your MTV career with the Real
Yeah.
World Boston, which is funny enough because we was in Boston 2 weeks ago. My brother just graduated at the police academy. Real World
Okay.
Boston. How was that? You also was our ball player. You love for basketball. Prior to the Real World Boston and getting into that, what was your career aspirations? What was things that you wanted to do prior to getting into TV?
Prior to TV, well, of course, I'm sure you've heard, I was on Baywatch for 3 years prior to Real World. That was my summer job. I went to school in Hawaii and I played ball
Mm.
out there. And first in my family to graduate, I got the degree in communications with a minor in child psychology. At the time, I was thinking I was going to play some ball, go overseas, play a little pro ball. Well, why not in the meantime, do a little something at home, maybe coach, maybe teach kids, go that route. And Baywatch was cool, but I got beat out for the first black lifeguard position by Tracy Bingham. I don't know if you know who that is. I
Of
can't
course.
in my almost man speedo against her and her all natural body. She was Miss Black Barbie that year too. I had no chance. It was good though. I had my lines. I did my thing. But after that, no pun intended, but the real world hit. I had to get a job, and so I was trying to get a gig, and that's how I ended up on the real world. Trying to work behind the scenes in casting. As a casting associate is what I was interviewing for. I wasn't trying to be on the show. I was trying to work behind the scenes.
So how did that fall into place? You were trying to work behind the scenes, casting work. How did it just fall into place where you auditioned,
Well,
you were in front of the camera?
I'm there getting interviewed, and if you know what a casting assistant is, it's basically get coffee, make copies, type this business letter, that kind of thing. When I walked into the room, let me start over. Everything possible that you do wrong in an interview, I did. It was 116 degrees. I'm driving a 1989 steel blue Dodge Omni with no AC. This is back in the day where you had to be in a suit. I'm talking three-piece suit, damn near with the ruffles. I'm going into this interview. I'm getting this job, yo. This is like my 50-something interview, and I was not hired for anything. Now, I'm at a point in my life where it's like, am I not being hired because I'm not qualified? Am I not well-spoken? Do I not look the part? Didn't want to say it, but am I not getting this job because I'm black? This has happened to me so many times. And when you're from a situation that I was from, I knew people of power all over the place. I've been a standout person in my community since grade school. Like, that's a long time. And so I was at the point in my life where I wasn't suicidal, but I understood when people got to that point and why they got there. And when I was sitting there, like, I'm doing everything society told me to do. Where else can I go? Then I started thinking, wait, I got to step up on everybody else. I know all these people and they're not helping me. There's something in this equation that I got to push through with. And so I got into this interview, and there's 5 people interviewing me for this position. It's kind of like, what are you talking about? 5 people? It's very intimidating. They start talking. I start talking. She's like, well, I'm going to have you type this business letter first. And I'm like, fuck. Okay. Pull out my 2 typing fingers so I can go peck away. I go down the hall into the other room and I peck away and I get it done. Look at my watch. It's been like 30-something minutes. I'm like, damn, this should have been done a while ago. I couldn't figure out how to make the computer print. And this is early on. This is in 96. And so this lady's walking in the hallway and I said, hey, I'm sorry, but you have one option. Come in here and help me. It's in there. Just make this thing print. She comes in and goes, oh, boop. And it starts printing. I was like, wow. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Whatever. We exchanged phone numbers. She took off. And so I patted myself down because I sweat a lot in this 3-piece suit and I had to go back into the room. I get back. It's about 40, 45 minutes later. I walk up and she's like, they're talking and laughing. I was like, shit. She's like, oh, we thought you left. Let me see what you typed up and give me your resume too, I guess. I guess? She said, I guess. That means like, no, you're not getting the job, basically, to me. I'm like, I go over, I sit down, hand her the paper. She starts looking at it. And I reach into my bag. And at this point, I'm so desperate. I have 3 resumes. One geared toward what I've done, which was just work with kids. One geared toward my degree and kind of what I want to do in communications. And the other was a list of 250 things that I would do for work. And I didn't even look at it. When she said anyways, I just grabbed one and handed it to her. And the one she got happened to talk about me working with kids and my desire to work with kids. And as you know, East Boston Social Center on the Real World, they were working with kids. Mm-hmm. So she was like, rest her soul, Mary Ellis Bunham, she passed.
Yes, she did.
But she was just like, tell me about yourself. And I was like, oh, I played ball in Hawaii. It was a dream. I'm the first in my family to graduate college. It's amazing. And she's like, no. I want to know about you. And I was like, well, shit. Okay. I've been on my own since 10th grade. I moved out of the house. The hood was too much. Had to move back to Santa Monica. I've been doing it all by myself. And she's like, okay. She goes, Syrus, I want to know about you. And I said, damn, I done gave her a lot already. And it clicked in my head like, my story is so big, the world needs to know this. Almost had a breakdown. I just regurgitated everything. I took them back to the day I was born, which back in the day, you had a black hearse and a white hearse. The black hearse was for funerals. The white hearse was for the hospital. And we were at church, Mom's was, and she went into labor. And the white one was being used. They put me in the black one, and we were driving down the road, and we gave out of gas on a dirt road. And my grandma says I popped out like a bottle of champagne right away. And they laid me on the ground. As you can see, the head is pretty flat in the back.
Oh,
so they laid me on the back while the cars went by and everything. My dad passes out. They flagged down a Pinto going down a dirt road. 5 of us squish into this Pinto. I'm still on the cord, and they drive us to the hospital. I get there. They think I'm going to die. They freak out at seeing me. They cut the cord in the parking lot and run me in. And so I started my story there. 3.5 hours later, I brought them all the way up to date. I watched them laugh. I watched them cry. And they were like, you know what? You should go on the show. Well, first you said you're not getting the job. And I was like, fuck. And I got up. And I was like, damn, I just cursed in the room with all these people like this. And I start walking out. She goes in tears. She's like, no. We want you to be on the show. And I was like, can I get paid? And they all started laughing. So then I came back over and sat down, and it just, one thing went to another. So at this point in time, I'm here to say to you guys, I vowed after that moment that whenever people wanted to know my story and or know about me, that I would give them all of me. And I leave me all over the world through lectures and talks with some people that come to see me, some fans, some not. But I made it a point to make sure that I share my story because I think it's very therapeutic to share a part of yourself with everyone. And so that's kind of what I do on the regular. When I say reality, the first Black reality star, I'm saying that because I truly believe I am. I was the one that was able to actually show reality and give you the real and put it out there. And
that's what I'm calling you a legend and the Godfather. Baby. This from Mark, but listen, this is why I'm calling you the legend, the Godfather. Come on now.
See, I give him the Godfather. I want to be known as the first Black reality star. Done. I'm shutting down.
I love that. I respect that.
Listen, so Real World Boss.
You going in and out a little bit, bro. You going in and out a little bit.
Here we go again.
It's like you
I will say there were Black, obviously reality stars that were, I think, before you.
Name one.
Was David, the dramatic David?
He was on TV, but he wasn't doing star things.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I felt like
you're not the first Black reality star unless you're the first one known for being Black and touring and gigging and making money and a lifestyle out of this.
Exactly. You did it. I feel like you did it the right way. You didn't do it with drama or intensify the situation or made like I feel like you didn't make it bad. You didn't have arguments or fights with people on purpose to like.
Yeah, I mean the drama was never my thing. I think organically you're going to get conflict when you have 7 people together. That's just going to happen.
Absolutely.
So my whole thing is trying to respect people in their own space more so now than then. Then I was still a little bit of a loose wire. Granted, I was 25 years of age. I'd lived a bit, but it's kind of like my views now and the way I would allow someone to speak and have their own lane are a little different than they were then. And so I just think it's all about respect and allowing people to say what they feel. And a little back and forth is okay when in lieu of respecting each other, in lieu of getting to a better place and or educating each other on the other side. So
for sure. Listen, one thing, and I don't know how my audio is right now that I relate to you with is I work with kids currently too, so I get it. I get how special kids are and all that. So that's one of the many things I connect with you as a colored man, as someone who's trying to do my thing. But you are, and like I said, you made a career out of this. So after the Real World, talk to us how after your Real World Boston season, what was that after? Because a lot of people get out of it and they're lost, don't know what to do. Like you said, you made something out of it. So walk us what it looked like after the Real World Boston.
For me, I would say the first day on the show, I had a plan. I wanted to be heard for a reason and so forth. This is during the show. I started making money during the show. So what I did, you're not allowed to ask for anything or pull any of those kind of things from people. It's like against the rules. But I saw when I showed up at some place, instantly hundreds of people would be there. So from dead to hot, I was like, we got something here. So I went into the flyest steakhouse in Boston and was like, look, I want the best of everything on your menu. And I would like your manager to come out here now and talk to me about it because I'm not going to pay for it. And they're like, what?
Oh,
like, okay, manager, we got a crazy man out here. Da, da, da. I was like, okay, send him over. We start talking. And I was like, you don't know who I am right now, but you will really know who I am. You seem a little old for the demographic, but this is kind of what I do. And when I show up, people will be here. And the only good thing I require is that whatever I eat or drink is free, or I don't pay for it, should I say. And he was like, what? I was like, all right, so this is what I'm going to do. Across the street's your competitor. I'm going to go over there and talk to them. I guarantee you it's going to be crazy. When you want to work with me then, I gave you first shake. It's going to be double whatever it is now. And I won't ask for anything or say anything. You're going to tell me what you're going to give me. And by the way, I'm going to go now, since she wouldn't give me the steak and the bottle of wine. I want it light and dark. Go tell the youngest person in the kitchen, preferably a female, that Syrus is here. And he lives over on Mount Vernon. And she'll inform you on what's going on. And he's like, still confused. I was like, took a chance. I shot my shot. Bang. Before I got to the elevator, you hear the screams. Oh, shit. What? Cyrus is here. And I was like, oh, yeah, we about to get paid. Got in the elevator, went downstairs, went across the street. I walked in. They welcomed me with open arms, hugged up on me right away. Yo, I want this should be your home bar. I was like, I would love for this to be my home bar. Well, what do you want? You tell me what you want to give me. And he kept saying things. I was like, that's not good. I was like, that's not good. That works. And he's like, I'm like, what else? And he started adding shit on. I was like, oh, you mean I can get a $500 tab any bar I go into that sells your product? Sold! So it just kept going on and on. Plus, they were paying me on the weekly. Plus, I ended up getting 22 cases of alcohol or beer delivered a week to the doorstep for free. So basically, I understood gaming back then, making things happen, marketing. If it was social media, I'd be one of the people there with like 10 million followers. Easy.
You'd be an influencer.
Because it's what I was already doing it. So from that day, I was like, we're going to make some things happen. And so once the show ended, I was like, well, it only makes sense to start speaking to kids and going on tours and making it work. They were already booking celebrities and actors already and like inspirational like coaches and stuff. But there was not really a reality market there. A few guys are doing a few of them, but I'm like talking about doing 5 or 10 of these a year. I'm talking about going on the road and just making bank out of it. Put me on the road. I can work every single day. I ain't got no kids. I ain't got no mortgage right now. I'm about to stack as much paper as I possibly can and rage in doing it too. So, I had to take advantage of that. And so for me, it was like, okay, I got done. I started making things work and calling people and figuring it out and products. And I'm like, look, Syrus here, I'm playing this basketball game. I need some gear. What you guys got for me? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, okay, I'll go to the next person that doesn't understand. I'm on TV now. I'm part of the Real World franchise. This is what I do. MTV all day. People see me, they yell and they scream for a reason. If you want your product to be affiliated, holla at your boy. And sometimes they were kind of confused, but I was like, they worked their way around. The restaurant started having me come in. Come in for dinner, Syrus. We'll take care of you and your whole crew. Cool. Started there. Then I was like, wait, I got to get paid for this shit. But I'm in Hollywood and everyone's here. All the celebrities are here. So what happened, I would go out or go to a function. I'm like, did fucking Puff Daddy just say what's up to me? He said, yo, what up, Si? I was like, nah, man, I might have drank too much. I'm looking at my drink like, damn, what is this I'm drinking on? And I was like, is that Diddy? And Diddy's like, yo, what up, Si? I'm like, damn, Diddy's saying what's up. But say what's up.
That's awesome.
Little girl comes to our table trying to holler at us, and it's Christina Aguilera. And she gets shot down. Ruthie, she's hitting on Ruthie. And Ruthie's like, fuck out of here. She knows she was. I was like, and I'm sitting there like, you just dissed the hell out of Christina Aguilera. But like, this is our cipher at the moment. People have to understand there was only so many reality shows out, and the stars were looking at us like we were them. Yep. So like, we were raging hard. You had to take advantage of that moment and understood what that was. The fact that Robert De Niro knows me and is coming up to me, fuck, I got to use this shit to do something with. Just say, we ain't just like them. We're a little different and a little unknown, and some people still didn't get it. But I was shooting my shot everywhere, bang, 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 and people were biting. I was given like a 3-year lease to do a tour, and the Navigators, when they first dropped, called Lincoln, so I could navigate my Navigator.
Yeah, my dad had one.
I was making video games, and they dropped on me two Navigators with this chariot behind it with Lazy Boys and a huge big screen so that we can play these basketball video games. I was doing the March Madness games all throughout the U.S., and that incorporated all the different colleges. And so I came up with a concept of, I'm going to do the Final Pour. Not the Final Four, the Final Pour. So I'll do the same thing, get all these schools that are known for drinking and bar games and so forth that have good basketball teams, and I'm going to assimilate teams in each city where they're going to compete against each other. And in the end, we'll do brackets just like the Final 64. And down to the final pour of alcohol in this game, we're going to have something take place. And after the Final Pour, the winners will get tickets to the Final Four, and we'll see you there. Bang, for the championships. And so I was just creating things as I went. And I got something coming up big right now for Super Bowl. Stay tuned, baby. Stay tuned. It's going down.
You're like a marketing genius, or like you were a billboard.
definitely the
I see
standout.
opportunity.
Listen, you're definitely the standout from your cast. There was Elka, there was Montana. Sean became Sean became went to become a politician, but you definitely was a standout. You went on to, and we're gonna get into some other things real quick.
Camila's a doctor.
So
A doctor in New York. That's pretty big, though. Like,
it is big, but like it's different. Like you said, you put yourself out there, and you was able to stay afloat. Where a lot of 15 minutes of fame could just go away, etc. You managed to keep yourself out there. But we're gonna take a quick break for the people that don't know you real quick. And Melanie has a game for you. It's gonna be a speed round of
a speed round.
A speed round. So
don't
Melanie,
make me sweat over here, girl. Don't make me sweat. Oh God. Here we go. No, I enjoy being put on the spot. Let's go.
All right. Well, I'm about to be all up in your business, and I'm gonna ask you, would you rather? So I'm gonna do some questions, and then you just tell me which one.
Okay.
So
I'd rather.
Would you rather sleep in late or get up early?
I do intermittent fasting, sleeping late.
Okay.
So I take 16 hours each day not eating. So to do so, I tried that. I thought I was gonna die. Yeah, but I'm not as you noticed, but I have dropped about 60 pounds.
He has.
Yes, we sure have. All right. So live in the country or live in the city?
Live in the city. I'm a city slicker. Girl, I'm out back having to do gardening work in my yard. Hell no. That is not me. City slicker all day.
I think I know the answer to this question, but whatever. Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Okay, good. Mexican takeout or Chinese takeout?
My woman is white. I would say Mexican takeout because I'm Blexican. Meaning I eat Mexican food as much as possible.
Cook dinner or eat out?
Depends. If my baby wants me to cook, I'll cook.
You cook?
You throw down?
You throw down.
Oh, my only specialty is meat plate Mondays. I'll just do a plate of meat, dog. We're gonna make it work. You dig? I'm on that keto too heavy. So for me, ain't a lot that can go with that. So you get your salad, and then you'll get a big ass piece of some kind of meat, steak, whatever it may be. So that's how that is.
Works for me.
You need some Puerto Rican food. All right, so own a dog or own a cat? I can already tell you're gonna say dog since you've got two dogs next to you.
This family is tentatively titled the Harlem Zoo. We have 2 pit bulls and 2 cats, and they live together in harmony.
Aw, that's sweet. All right, stay home or go out?
Depends on what's taking place. If I'm creating, stay home. If I'm trying to get turned up or the lady needs to get out, then we go out. Unfortunately, I changed my status. I'm not drinking anymore. I'll be it's 3.5 years now. No drink, no smoke.
Nice.
Or is it 3 years? One or the other. I can't remember. So I don't really go out like that. I go out when I have to. If I have to, go to the ESPYs like we did last week, or I put on a pool party this past Sunday. Reason to turn up. And I'm doing a party for Corey. His big fight he's going to have. Corey's fighting at the big crypto arena on the reality joints. And so I'm doing a banger for him.
Nice. All right, so coffee or tea?
I hate both of them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, wow.
I don't do either. But if I had to, I like to think I can try some tea because it has some benefits for me. But that shit is nasty. It tastes like rusty water to me.
It tastes like flour, like
you gotta add some honey.
Flowers.
I don't do sugar either. I don't do no sugar at all. So I'm all, things are different now.
Would you rather be a driver or a passenger?
Passenger.
Same.
Chauffeur me around.
Pass the aux cord. All right. Travel the world or explore locally?
Travel the world.
Of course, you got to travel the world. Yeah.
I'm 27 countries deep. This is work and pleasure. And every state at least 50 times.
Best country, worst country, real quick.
America.
What's the worst country?
Russia.
Okay, good answer.
All right, good way to end it. Good way to end it right there.
That's simple and easy.
Right? Let's get back into some MTV talk. Sometimes you've done a lot. And I'm trying to go chronologically here into some things.
Okay.
Let's get into the challenge. You started, from rural Boston. You started doing the challenges, Extreme Challenge. You won. You've been through so many challenges: Inferno, Gauntlet, Ruins, like, and even the latest All Stars. Tell us about how you've seen, because it has evolved big time. I mean, Dork right here, watching since I was like 12, 13, like, adolescent, watching you on TV. So it's changed. Obviously, as a fan of someone watching, it's changed throughout the years for you living it.
Mhm.
How has it changed for you? How have you seen, like, let's go from real world, from the extreme challenge to like All Stars now. Like, walk us through that and,
Well,
the evolution of that and how it's changed for you.
just for the record, some people don't know this. The challenges started on my Real World. So if you saw the Real World Boston, you saw us take our trip to Puerto Rico. And at that time, the road rules was traveling island hopping. And they stopped off, and we received a letter from them saying, we would like to compete against you in the rainforest at some games. And we're like, what?
Yeah.
Let's go, fool. Let's turn up. The infamous, I blew my shin wide open, blood squirting everywhere. I went for the lead. That happened on that show. So that's where the challenges started at. And I had to go, and for the record, they put me, grown-ass man, in stirrups in the hospital. The woman OGBYN room, they put me in stirrups on television to fix my shit. Embarrassed the shit out of me. Before that happened, I get there and they tell me, someone goes, I'm at the payphone talking to my mom. I'm like, Mom, my shit is fucked up. I can see the bone, the white meat. I can see all that in there. It's not good. And she's like, what? Because he told me if it touched the bone, we have to cut that shit off. And Doc was like, serious. I was like, whoa, call Mom. We got to do something about this shit. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Call somebody. Got a friend that's a paramedic. She called him up and I'm like sitting there like, damn. So as I'm on the phone, someone approaches me and goes, do. We gave you the wrong shot. And I thought it was somebody waiting to get on the phone. And before I could do anything, I get jabbed in the waiting room and he takes off, dressed in plain clothes. I'm like, what the fuck? And the cameras come running. I was like, oh, the fuck was that? He scurried on into the back or something. I was like, dude, this shit is crazy. So I'm already tripping out. That's where the challenges started, right there in that hospital. That was crazy. And I think the way it's changed since the Extreme Challenge, the one that I actually won,
Mm-hmm.
I got to step up and win one more. Since I won the first one I did, I want to win the last
There you
one.
go.
But
Round of applause.
There you go for that.
I think
There
it was different because of the concept of teamism back then. It was more of a team. You're only as strong as your weakest link. And I think that element of the challenge is kind of gone. They need to bring back and do at least a challenge where the whole challenge is about one team versus one team all the way through. Especially with old farts like me. I mean, fuck, I'm 50 years old. Half 100. That's old.
Black don't crack. Black don't
That's
crack.
old, though. I know, but that shit withers away. Don't watch me stand up. You might hear a creak or something might pop. But it's like that on the daily. But yeah, like now it's so one-sided, which is also a team politic game, to where it would only make sense if you made team, and we just did the team thing the whole time, all the way through. Whatever that handsome reward is, split that $1 million. That'd be great. I'll take my portion of that. And I think it would add something different and more of an old school feel about the challenges if they did that again.
Listen, I'm happy to just see All Stars, period. And that's one thing that I'm like, Thank you, Mark. Thank you for like pushing and coming into a substance and creating and bringing back for old like MTV heads like me that would watch and watch. But I agree. I do want a team, show concept, the whole pair thing.
Because it's just different. It's just different when you have to depend on everyone. Some people are stronger in some things. Some people are weaker in some things. That's great television. Yep. You're going to make this motherfucker eat when everyone on the team is eating and they don't want to eat? Come on. You're going to make motherfuckers jump and everyone on the team doesn't want to jump, so now we're all mad at that person? That's great television.
Yep. Or even the point system. Remember back in the day with Battle of the Sexes, Battle of the Seasons, remember that? Before the elimination rounds and stuff. And funny thing, I don't know if you noticed, Syrus, but one of the inspirations of our podcast name, remember back in the day, Battle of the Seasons, Battle of the Sexes,
I do remember.
Inner Circle, the top three, made the Inner Circle. And number 3, as you see the 3 there, whatever. But yeah,
that's dope.
It was definitely, it goes to show I'm a fan. It goes way back. But let's talk All Stars. You know,
Okay.
let's talk current. Let's go to All Stars now. For you, after so many years, you know, fans that bring back the OGs. It was out there. It finally happened. What was it like for you once it was like greenlit and like Mark was like, "Let's go." What was it like for you, especially season one?
I heard murmurs about this, and so I was just waiting for it to happen. Um, I started my fitness journey and health journey at that time for COVID, and so for me, there was no way I wasn't going to be ready, as ready as I could be. I didn't push myself as hard as I wanted to because I didn't want to get hurt, but I pushed myself pretty hard, and so it's just been an ongoing thing since COVID. I bought the 40-pound weight vest and started doing 5-mile walks every single day in the sauna
Damn.
suit, and I'm still doing that to this day. So
I see you.
either
I see your stories.
I try and bang out 5 miles a day, no matter what, and that's by bike, by run, by beach, by hike, whatever it is. That's my part of my motto. So I take an hour a day. So it's one day, at least 1 hour, at least 1 mile for this one life that you live. And if you want to change things, you got to be consistent. And so I'm all about my consistency. My woman backs me and she allows me to do what I need to do to keep my body straight, to keep my strong mind, body, and soul. And, it's truly one of those beautiful things to have someone by my side that is acting as my other half and is active in me wanting to be a better me. And so I've
I
never
love
had that
that.
kind of support in my life before. So it's a beautiful thing. When they call that couples challenge, though, my girl gonna be ready. She got hands. She be throwing them things. I don't know if you watched that. She be throwing them things. I knock her out, but she be throwing them things. Ain't that right, girl? First round. First round.
Love it.
That's what's up.
You see the gloves back there? She got the gloves on the mantle. Oh, you can't see the mantle? She got the gloves on the mantle back there. Boom!
Oh, she's
there we
ready.
go.
4 sets of them. They on the mantle. And so
Now-
I give her shouts out whenever I can. She does her thing, though. The
What
girl's a
sign is
monster.
she?
What sign are you, babe? Scorpio.
Nice.
Ooh,
But that's
For people
Virgo,
that don't know,
Scorpio.
She's not only an Ivy Leaguer, but she's working on her PhD right now. She's about to defend her PhD at KU, and she went to Columbia as well. And she's a strong boxer that got kind of interrupted and messed up with COVID. But she also worked in the White House under Obama for 8 years.
Nice.
Disaster response.
Congrats to
Come
her.
on now, power couple right there.
Power
Jeez.
couple.
We trying.
That's a power couple right there. Inspiration too.
We're making our bid to get on the challenge right now, okay? We get on the challenge together, we're going to do some things.
Now,
Put it
I
right
mean,
up.
there's not much you could talk about. There's not much you could say. But could we possibly see an All Stars 4? Hopefully.
I'm just trying to get on. Okay, my goal in this whole journey, fitness-wise, is to get on the main challenge,
challenge.
to go after the $1 million.
Well, listen.
But
Speaking of
any
the
challenge they call me for, they call me for the
The
hood
new one?
challenge, the
The
new
hood
hood
challenge?
challenge, this challenge, that challenge. I'm there, and
All
fans
right.
can call me out too. So I do a thing where I answer any fans. They want to compete against me in something. Let's go. We'll figure it out. There's gonna be some
Nice.
dough involved, but we'll figure it out.
No, yeah, I say the new challenge, or it depends on the challenge, because as you know, the challenge has evolved big time. Now we have the main challenge, but now we have this whole challenge US and all these other countries that they're not going to compete versus each other come at one point. So it's evolved big time. So you're down to do the CBS challenge, let's call it.
Man, look, I ain't got a job. I'm a hustler. Wherever the hustle takes me, I'm ready to go. If it's something I haven't done, I would love to try it. It's only going to make me better. It's only going to make me stronger. Life is about experiences. It's about enjoying the fruits of life. If you have options, you'll probably be happy. If you don't have options and you're pitfalled into one thing, you can be happy, but you might wonder what's on the other side. I'm on that other side just waiting. My arms are open, bringing in everything the universe has to offer. I welcome any and everyone and everything to come into my cipher. Let's go.
Manifest that shit.
And you
All day.
had so much, again, from your real world Boston to now you've just lived a great life. You was even in Eminem's Without Me video.
Man, when I got that call from Eminem, dog, when M gave me that call, it was
billion
I love
views
that song.
on YouTube, over like billions of views on YouTube.
Yo, when it was at its hottest, when that song,
That was
a lot of
a
people
hit.
don't know, but I was on the Without Me joint. But when it was its hottest video, it was the number one like show
I
in the world.
remember.
I mean, video in the world at that time. But it was also video of the year with MTV.
Mhm.
And I got that call. I thought it was a joke, somebody messing with me, because you get messed with a lot out here. When you're from LA, you encounter all these celebrities and things all the time. He was so new. I was like, there's no way. Like, whatever. Like, good friend of mine was in Dr. Dre's video doing his thing. I thought maybe he was fucking with me or something. I'm like, that was Eminem saying, yo, we want you to join. We're going to do a little real world skit. And what's the real world without Syrus? Boom. I was like, let's go. Get there on the set. Homie's cool as hell. He's like, yo, we're going to have you knock him out in this scene. I'm like, okay. And if you notice, they spelled my damn name wrong in the video.
Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, wait. It's coming up. It's coming up.
I was so mad, dog.
Not the eye.
Yeah,
I had a fan
noticed
alter that for me, though. I had a fan alter it for me, so they made the I a Y, so whatever.
There's some pictures and some stills. You know, we don't want to get sued or copyright music thing. You knocking Eminem out right there. Yup.
Yeah, that was real though. So they wanted me to do a real swing, and I was like, "There's no way. Like, I'm not gonna knock this dude out, like, because that's what it felt like." He's like, "No," he was all for it. He's like, "No, I want you to get as close as you possibly can." I'm like, "What?" It's really hard to face forward and turn around, and like that motion is not an easy motion when you're not looking at the person. So it was difficult. Only a few takes though. We got it right, and that was cool, man. It was a great experience, and I remember the VMAs that year and the Video Music Awards for a couple of those years was really cool, man. We were actually on the red carpet. Great story at the VMAs. I went with Puck this year. The infamous Puck shows up in a Kermit the Frog backpack, shorts, and smell like shit. I'm just being real.
Like always.
Like and we're right behind Rose McGowan and what's his
Marilyn
name?
Manson.
Marilyn Manson when she was wearing the chain dress.
No
With the
way.
ass out
You see
and
that
her boobies out.
I was right behind it.
Nice.
And we rolled in behind them. And this is crazy now. This is when Usher had on the cow jacket.
Okay.
That black and white cow jacket. He was sitting in front of us. And J-Lo comes up the stairs toward us off stage. And I'm sitting there chilling and Puck's over here. And she puts her hand out. And I'm like, oh shit. And I put my hand out and she grabs my hand. And I'm like, one of these. And Puck's like, damn, she's got a fat ass. In the middle of the VMAs, inside them. And security just manned up on them. I'm like, you stupid motherfucker. I was like, damn.
Oh my god.
Had my moment though. J-Lo said, what's up? I was like, okay, nice. That was pretty dope. Those VMAs were awesome. I remember like Marky Mark was reaching out, saying what's up and showing a little Beantown love.
Yep.
Those were the days when we were just in the mix always and totally. That was fun. That was fun.
Listen, wow. Just thinking about it, like you're giving me chills because back then it was different. As the real world evolved and went, and now we live in a social media world. Everyone wants to be famous, stars. Like it's just a different feel. Like you were in the heyday of the real world, but like you said, you have many red carpet moments. You know, you're out there. So we're gonna take a break real quick, my man.
Okay.
And we have a game here that we like to play called Keep It or Shred It, but we're gonna do the Syrus edition of Keep It or Shred It. So we're gonna show you some red carpet looks throughout the year, going back to recently, and you let us know how you feel about it and whether you will keep it or shred it. All right. So,
okay. Sorry about that.
that
was Miller
right.
Coors calling. I got some shit I'm working on with Miller Coors. That's comedy. Figure that call right now. Let's go. I'm ready.
You're good.
I love
All
it.
right, you ready? Let's do it. Let's do it. So, let's go through the first look. Over here. Keep it or shred it.
Man, keep it, yo. That was me showing up as Syrus 5.0, 50 years of age. That's at Magic at Michael
That was for your birthday, right?
Nah, that's for Mark's birthday.
No. Okay.
That's Mark's birthday. So I bought a medium suit. I ain't put on a medium suit, bro, since since junior high school, maybe. That's a medium, homie. That's crazy. So keep it for sure. Keep it.
All right, keep it. All right, next look. Keep it or shred it.
Keep it.
I'm gonna forever keep that. The standard, no matter what you do, the black on black is just one of those things you gotta have. Now, I would shred the 60 pounds, as you can see, all up in here. I shredded that. Everything else is key. The black fedora is a staple, no matter what you do.
Right,
the black shirt's a staple. And the chain gang. The long chain and all black. Come on, man. You got to keep the bling in.
We keep it. Next, this takes me back because I used to do this look too. Early 2000s, I want to say. The shirt,
Ooh.
like, remember the, like, affinity, what was it? What were they called? Like, the Ed Hardy, the affinity, or affliction over, like, the white shirt, like, this look.
Okay.
Not the belt buckle. Not the
This
belt
is one of my designs. Okay, this is me. If you know me, you know I've always coined the term black cowboy. I'm like a black cowboy. Cats don't know. I'm in the Wild West on top of that. So this fit I would keep because the jeans were legendary, because these were jeans. I was sponsored by Diesel, and they gave me all this stuff. And I put these jeans on, and first time out, they ripped. Then they ripped a little more, and they kept ripping. And I was like, what the?
Where they ripped?
Those are all rips. The whole shit is rips. And so I went back in there, and I'm like, oh, this shit's ripping all up. And there was like 4 or 5 models there. They were like, oh, that shit is hot. That shit look good. I was like, yeah, they do, don't they? So the jean concept is for them to shred as you wear them. And so what I would do was, you know, I've designed all my life, I would go in and put patches on the inside. Keep the look for sure. It was classic. It was legendary. And for me personally, the shirt's one of my designs. So when they were doing the splatter stuff, I'm a sweaty guy. So I started doing the paint where the pits were, where the pits wouldn't stand out as being sweaty. I was killing the game before my day, before my time. Just understand, you got to keep that. That's a standard side joint right now.
All right. Next look. Keep it.
Man, come on, dog.
Your
boy Fly is fucking that one. That was one of the latest gigs I did for All Stars, man. And I don't wear light colors because I sweat so much. Well, I started saying, fuck it, we're going to make this work. And it worked out. The ice blue, your boy was sharp.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I like that. Next one, we have two more. Keep it or shred it.
That's the same party, man. We got to keep that joint.
That's the same part. The same party.
That's the same one as the first.
That's Michael Jackson.
Got it. That was with the hat. This was with our girl Ruthie.
I mean,
you celebrated the big 50 in this one, is it?
Yeah, that's the 50th.
Yep.
That's a standard, like, classic, you know, the dark blue-ish tuxedo. You got to keep it, dog. I keeps all those.
I have a question. You said that you sweat a lot. So
a whole lot,
did it
like
change?
right now.
Oh, so it didn't change after you lost weight?
Hell no. I've been like that all my whole life. Like when I played college hoop, the coach wouldn't let me run during practice on the floor. He would say, run on the sidelines. And I would stop and water would shoot out my Nikes, like literally. And it still happens every day now. I'm that guy.
That is crazy.
You didn't see the one I did? I got a post. I'm sure you saw this posting where I'm working out in the backyard. And I take off my socks and I put a cup right there. And I fill that cup up with my sweat and act like I'm going to do a shot. I was like, this is the key to getting in shape. You got to drink your own sweat. And I grab it and I go, I'm like, y'all think I'm crazy? And I don't do it, of course. But that's real. That's every day.
That is crazy.
Talk to us. You know, you've done your MTV thing, like you do the podcast and everything, but you also have a podcast yourself. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, my man Walt, been working with for years. He was over at Warner Brothers for about 26 years. And they kind of let him go. We've worked on different projects in and out for like the last 20 years about. And he believes in me and my talent and kind of how I'm well-versed enough to come off the cuffs about any topic you'd like. And I've been in a hot seat before, and he likes what I am. He kind of pictures me as like a urban version of like a Howard Stern-ish type character that can still talk about various things with various people and hold his own. And so we came up with this concept of talking sports with a comedian as a co-host. And so the whole show is basically about current events that happen in sports figures' lives. And that's the gist of it. And then we throw in a little bit of current event on top of that. And so that's kind of like the whole show. I got a big show we filming tomorrow that I'm doing with a very classic icon in the reality world. It'll be the first one with one of them. It's going down tomorrow. So stay tuned. I got my boy Tech Money tomorrow.
Oh, Tech.
I love Tech.
That's my dog.
What's the podcast name?
It's called Expletive Happens. And those that don't know what expletive means, it basically means shit happens.
Right? A Gen Z wouldn't know what that means.
My beautiful.
I don't know. I will hope not. But
Yeah.
so shit happens, expletive happens, and where can we find it? Is it YouTube? Like,
It's on everything, man. It's on Apple Podcasts, Deezer. It's on pretty much everything concerning the podcast world. I can't even name it off right now because I forget that shit all the time. There's so many of them, but it's like 8 different platforms it's on. I know Deezer, and I know Apple Podcasts, so it's out there.
Spotify, all those good places. iHeart, yeah.
And if you forget about that, though, you can always check us out at the website, www.expletivehappens.com.
Website going on.
We have, I've had everything on there. One of the last cats I did was the first male cheerleader in the NFL. Had him on the show. I had a senior provost of mental health from University of Missouri. Had him on. I had James from the show Las Vegas, and he played Dr. J in the movie Halftime, sorry. And I got some big things coming up, man. Got a couple dope NBA players coming in. We also did a segment about overtime. You guys know about overtime concerning sports?
Yes.
But overtime,
heard more than me, but yes.
Overtime's dope. And so one of my guys is one of the heads over there taking care of the franchising and all that stuff that they do. And I live that franchise. And so overtime is dope, man. And I'm just happy to be able to talk about these different things that are happening around us that are changing the way we look at not only athletes and sports, but just the world, man. It's pretty dope. They're educating young people of color that have a talent in basketball. They bring them in at 16 years of age. If they place them amongst the top, they move you to like a university they have of like overtime, I call it, in Atlanta. You live there, have your own dorm, but they give you like your six-figure salary, and they show you how to manage your money.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They show you how to manage your dough. These are high school kids, which a lot of them are making way more than their parents ever made. They're showing you how to take the 6 figures, hold it, manage it, have it work for you. That is amazing. We're creating generational wealth or knowledge of wealth, at least, at an early age. I didn't have any of that shit. For me to make more money than my mom made, that shit happened so fucking long ago, it didn't make a difference. You know? And I didn't understand. I was so oblivious to the way credit worked, you guys. I thought if you were a good person, I really thought this. If you were a good person, you had good credit. I thought I could go and spend shit and be good and wouldn't have to pay for it. Because I was so pampered and taken care of because of basketball growing up. Yeah. I had all that shit in front of me that when I got a credit card, I was like, what the fuck is this? I got no fucking bill. I never had a bill, but I always had a card. So for me, it was one of those things. And like, if I had known what these kids are being fed now, are you kidding me? It's a beautiful thing. Overtime. Do work. You're doing a good job. If you don't know about it, their platform is larger than the NBA, than the NCAA, all that shit. They have more followers than all that shit. Overtime, check it out. The team is Overtime Elite. They pretty dope. Shout out to my man Joey that's over there doing work.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it here. Overtime. Now, 2020 happened, and 2020 changed a lot for you. You said I recall hearing you became sober since 2020, I believe, with the wifey.
Before then.
A little before then.
I was drinking back then.
Oh, so now in 2020 also found you reuniting with your Real World Boston crew. So how was that? Whose idea was that? And who from the cast you still speak to today?
It was my idea to do a Zoom. I had several TV shows that I created via Zoom. I'm constantly trying to create them. I'm not doing myself any justice if I'm not working on my creative side. I came up with the concept and I started reaching out. And, when you're watching the riots on TV, me and my wife were active and out there in the middle of everything. We were marching. We were taking care of social justice before anything, always. And it was crazy because at that time, like, the world was literally changing. You can see it changing. The world as we know it as Americans was definitely changing. And I took that moment, man. I was like, I'm reaching out to everyone. And how ironic was it that we had someone that lies on the other side politically so far to where it was going to be an interesting conversation no matter what he did. This motherfucker, pardon my French, decided to go live at one of his rallies with us. So we're on Zoom, all cast members on his Zoom. He's at a fucking rally, talking to people, doing his thing, not muting the phone, We're hearing everything that's going on.
Mhm.
It is what it is. I don't knock nobody. Some of us are smarter than others. Some of us are well versed than others. To each his own. But when you're taking people's fucking rights, fuck you. You stand for that shit, straight up, fuck you. I'm not God. I do judge people that judge people that are not like them. I'm going to judge you all day long. I don't give a fuck. So I'm for the have-nots. Pardon my French. I hope you allow cursing on your show.
Yes, you can.
Go.
I get passionate about these things, and when I go in, motherfuckers start sweating over here. I'm gonna let it know. I'm gonna let it be known. I've always been outspoken. I'm gonna speak the fucking truth. If you got a problem or an issue with me using words that are more expressive, then get the fuck out of here. Because I don't give a fuck who you are. Sometimes you have to use these words to get the point across. Did you hear about this crazy motherfucking police chief out of fucking Mississippi? Who confessed on fucking camera to killing 13 N-words. And they had to fight to get him out of his job. He didn't just get cuffed up and sent to jail. He still had his fucking job.
Of course.
What the fuck is wrong with our fucking country when it comes to white people, yo?
And y'all want to say there's the best country in the world.
Like, it is. But it
In
has
some
things that need to be
aspects.
fixed. You
Yeah.
know, it needs to be fixed in a lot of ways and shit like that. Like, I don't give a fuck. On my show, I couldn't be the angry black man. I made it a purpose in my mind. This is when OJ killed them two motherfucking people. I live right down the street from there. I grew up right there. I couldn't voice what I felt about that.
Yeah.
Because if I did, I might not be here today. I might not have grown as I did in keeping quiet about that on television. Off television, whatever. On television, I would not talk about that. And I knew, because in my eyes, what had happened is still happening to brothers left and right all over the fucking place. White folks is killing us like it's a fucking sport. Let's be real.
Yep.
And ain't nothing changed with George Floyd. There's at least hundreds of people been killed, brothers, since then. At the hands
That we
of
don't know
white
of.
people. So it's just crazy, man. It's nuts. And for you to think, as another race, to say, oh, he's just the angry black guy. Oh, why are they always bitching about this? I got the dopest shit I downloaded the other day, man. This white dude is talking about how he learned about critical race theory and why it's there and all that shit. And he basically did a comparison of Monopoly game and that kind of shit. And he broke it down. He's like, yo, so you got these guys who've been playing their whole fucking lives this game, and in Monopoly you gather up all the money and buy all the property, right? And you do that. And then a brother comes along and wants to play in the game. They let him play, but then they change the rules. Everyone else, to get in, they paying $200. Let's make the brother pay $400. So now he ain't got no property. He got a little bit of money left over, and he's part of this mix that they've been going, passing their money down to their kids and shit. And this motherfucker over here with nothing, struggling to work to just keep up, to be a part of the game. That's exactly what is taking place in this country. By design. It's not by not design. They tried to do it that way. They wanted us to be inferior because they knew we motherfucking kings. I'm taking what the fuck I deserve. And my wife, the way she was raised, the way she grew, that's why we so tight, yo. Her parents got married in full daishiki in the motherland. Her dad risked his life to teach villagers how to mine clean water and mine gold for themselves. He risked his life to do that for these people. When the riots came out here and people were protesting and shit, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to take my girl there. You know, she's white. Who knows what the fuck's going to happen? And I was like, she was offended because I was like, oh, babe, we good. We ain't got to go. She's like, I was like, I just want stuff to be safe. I want you to be safe. She's like, what are you talking about? I grew up fucking protesting and marching. You know what she did? Went to the motherfucking garage and grabbed a sign that she made by hand. She runs with Chuck D and them, Public Enemy. That she made for Chuck. Two-sided joint, fight the power, the whole nine. And I looked at her like, damn.
Nice.
And we both strapped up in all black, grabbed our fucking signs and went right to the middle of that shit. And I've always said, if I die for anything, it's going to be racial equality. Because if a motherfucker's being racist toward me, you're going to have to deal with this shit. And I will fucking die for that. I'm not trying to die, don't get me wrong. But if I gotta die for that, it's gonna be something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, man. And my girl's a motherfucking G, man. Her family, her mom, her dad, like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like that moment, our relationship more than blossomed to another level. Because here I am thinking I'm protecting somebody, when she's like, no, I'm about that fight. Let's go. And I was like,
You got the right one.
Yeah, she's bomb, though. She's dope. But it's so much that goes on out there, man. And like the way MTV took that and let us run, and they was like, yo, you dropping N-bombs, boop, get your ass off the show. Oh, you talking, get your ass off the show. Kicking motherfuckers off the show for racist shit that they done.
Yeah.
Which is only right. Make a motherfucker pay. Now, every brother doesn't feel the same way from our shows, but I feel like you need to pay for what the fuck you did. Period.
So you agree?
Things are changing.
So you agree with MTV, because it's funny how you bring that up. I've noticed with some cast members, they've given them a pause. Let's call it pause from being on because of whatever things that have come up in the past. Some have been giving. We're not going to mention names, but some have been giving somewhat.
I love it. I don't give a fuck. Mention names. I don't give a fuck.
All right,
you
Jordan, for example. Jordan was on All Stars 3.
Now, the Jordan situation we're talking about, though. So, imagine being me, the way I feel right now. I show up and I'm like, oh, shit, this motherfucker here. And then she is there, too. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker here. And they friends. And I'm like, I got to say something. I got to say something. I'm like, yo, nice. So what the fuck's going on with this shit that you enjoy? What the fuck was that? Oh, I took it out. She basically said she took it out of context, that she was wrong, 100%. And it came across the wrong way on camera. She asked for forgiveness. It didn't happen at the time. So then I was like, yo, me and Jordan talked about it. He let me know. And I was like, cool. I understand it. So it was out of context, period. He should be on the show. There's no reason he shouldn't be on the show. The dude's a stand-up motherfucker. We talked for real. Jordan is a dope-ass dude. Done. But it's like weird things like that. Old girl, what's her name? Blue? She with the blue hair that won with CT on the other challenge? She was on that singing show. Yeah, she was on that singing show where she dropped a couple of bombs, quoting like fucking Nicki Minaj or some kind of shit.
Yeah.
But she dropped several of them on TV. Man, get that bitch out of here, man. Fuck that bitch. I'm sorry. She's from another country. They may take it a little different, but I can't give you no fucking pass. Fuck you. Move on. Next.
Yeah, just because you're singing it does not mean that that's an excuse. Fuck out of here.
Well, she's like a rapper. It's not.
Whatever.
Singer,
whatever you is. I'm not. And I'll be honest. Prior to that and around that, I liked her as a person. What I saw, I liked the way she played the game. I think she cried too much, but it wasn't like I was a hater of her. My wife is trying to give her a pass, saying it's different in that country. I was like, well, maybe it is, but in this country, where the fucking show is in this country, and motherfuckers in this country is watching that shit, I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It
don't make a difference to me at that point.
Yeah,
she's European.
Yeah,
it becomes fuck you at that point.
We'll look it up after the show. I watched the show. Like I said, I watched. I know exactly who she is. Now,
no excuse for racism on my level, man. I don't give a fuck black, white, blue, or green. I had to check a brother the other day for calling a white dude a white boy in a harsh rate in front of me and other brothers. I'm like, you don't do that shit, bro. I had to fucking check him. Yeah. He's a friend. I'm like, no. This is a family kind of thing. Like, we go hard and we compete. But fuck, you can't put him on the spot because you fucking drunk and just talking shit and it sounds aggressive. So I had to step in and say, look, man, that's not cool. Let my man know, yo, I love you, dog. This is not that kind of thing. And I told him, I was like, yo, what if he's yelling, oh, come here, black boy? He'd be fucking mad. So stop that shit. So I had to check. So there's times emotions get involved. We got to step in and hopefully say the right thing and or ease the tension that possibly could be there. That doesn't have to be there.
You mentioned mental health. Go ahead, man.
Update. Emmy is from Romania.
Romania, yeah, that's what she's from.
No surprise there. They're kind of like ignorant.
You mentioned mental health earlier, and in reality TV now that mental health is being more of a focus and forefront, and it's not such a stigma to talk about. How do you feel? You coming from reality TV, how do you feel reality TV or these casting people should help cast members during and even after the show when it comes to mental health? Because it's obviously proven throughout the years that it's a thing. It's it happens.
But it's always been a part of reality TV. You have to pass the psych test. You have to be involved in the psychological end of it because what people don't understand, like I've worked on 40 different reality shows behind the scenes. casting director, cast producer, like all these things. And so shows like a Survivor and all that stuff, and some of these shows where you don't eat, like if you don't win or like a normal amount, most people can't not eat. First off, you start to lose it a little bit. Well, you got to be strong enough to go in a situation and compete and still think and be safe. There's like a one analogy, like a few people act like they've won before they've won a show, and they go out and buy things and do things they shouldn't fucking be doing, and then go into major depression when they lose a show and go home. And that's real, and you're allotted, if I'm not mistaken, in our contracts for Real World, they give you psychological care and or therapy as you ask for it, as you may need it after the show is over and all that stuff. And so that's something that they've recognized for a long time.
Good.
So, but with the latest outburst of mental health and it being brought to the forefront, I think it's an amazing thing. I watched like fighters like Ryan Garcia catch hell for taking a mental break that he needed, and you got to understand that we're not all built the exact same way, and different things affect us differently. Yes, growing up thinking about that shit, we'd be like, "Oh, that motherfucker's weak." I'm just being honest. Oh, brothers couldn't cry growing up because you were a bitch. I cry. I'm an advocate of letting it out. I won't cry on TV. Let me frame that. If I win another challenge, I'll probably cry.
Not
when you win.
When you win.
But I'm saying I'll cry in that situation potentially because it'll be a release of many years of getting back, coming back, and all the hard work that I've done will be coming out of me then. And my girl's like, she laughed at me all the time. I was like, ain't no fucking crying on TV, you little bitch. I call all motherfuckers that. On all these shows, they be crying all the time. I be talking shit. And she'd be like, if I cry, she would be like, she wouldn't give me shit for that. But
listen, I try to teach. Go ahead.
Off camera is fine. Just on camera, man.
You're
giving people like ammunition, because when we go out and about, they treat us like that shit is happening now. They still be talking shit. If you're a tough guy on TV, you're gonna be a tough guy out there too, and they're gonna challenge you like that. So if you're a bitch on TV, you gonna be a bitch out there. They're gonna challenge you like that. So that's just where I'm at with it.
Nah, but we try to change that. If you cry as a man, are you a bitch? I try to teach my kids that I work with, especially the boys, like if they fall, whatever. Listen, let it out, and then come on, carry on. I try to teach my boys that. Yeah.
I think there's a time for it and a place for it. I don't think you can expose that. I don't think it's wise to always expose that to everybody.
No,
I think to expose that to yourself, your people, and your situation, I think that's okay. But I think when you go on TV with that, you're opening up another box for all these different types of haters to come in and to jab you even more for that. And there's no need for that.
Especially in our world, how much of it? Well, you're living it now, but back then in '97, we didn't have the social media like we do now. So back then, when Real World was airing and an episode came up, we couldn't go and be like, Syrus, this, blah, blah, blah. Now we get that. Now everyone can just give their opinions quick, like you're just saying.
In real time.
In real time. So,
but you know what we had? We had boxes of fan mail and hate mail coming into the offices. Bro, boxes of that shit. Hate and fan mail. So you have both levels.
So do you feel your era, if you had to choose an era of like maybe getting picked as a reality star now versus then, what would it be? Especially knowing our climate now, social media and all that versus then.
I wouldn't give back Real World because it was iconic. It changed the way things are. Yeah. But if I were to come off a show nowadays that had some oomph, I'm making millions off that. Period. Point blank. It's a wrap. So
because you have more longevity now, I feel like you could do a lot more.
There's differences, but still, there's people that are young enough not to recognize our era, our thing. So as long as I'm looked at as like one of those real OGs that's on that all-star team, like what was it, the USA basketball team when they did it with Barkley and Jordan on the back. As long as I'm one of them, I'm good.
You are.
I'm not in everyone's book though. I'm not in everyone's book. I'm not that because, like I said, the audience watching, you have so many younger and so many newer to the game since I was there doing my thing and being that person. So,
well, listen,
I
you
thought
are in
said
our
that was
book.
cousin.
You are not.
I mean, you got to look at it. There was when our show dropped, I was one of the top 100 reasons why to watch television. Not our show, me. I was number 47
Exactly.
from Rolling Stone. Why to watch television? So that was big, and I was
That's
rated
awesome.
by MTV.com. I was rated the most notorious ladies' man in the history of real world. Did you see that article? Like, I mean, I did my thizzle back in the day. I was like, no, I kept them coming in twos.
I'm trying to be respectful of the missus, so that's why I'm not talking about that stuff. But
she's with the box right now, so but I mean that's part of my past. She didn't know that, and she didn't know me. That's why we're together. She didn't know who I was or anything about me. She gave me the Heisman for over a year. No love. Every time I reached out, like a one-word answer. Hi, bye, bye. What's up? That's all I got. And then one day it kind of blossomed, but it was like that kind of thing, you know? It is what it is. And my whole moniker was I would see her at events where they tell me, yo, Si, I'm having a party, come through, da-da. What you want me to bring? Bring 5 or 10 of them. Okay, cool, boom. I show up, and I roll in and do my thizzle. That was just me. I get paid for that. I created this whole other moniker called the Santa Monica World Tour. If you don't know, Santa Monica was rated the most, like the top hookup city in America for like 3 years in a row. And so I was having people fly in from all over the world that wanted to rage with your boy Si, the party guy. So they would show up, they dump to come do this world tour with me. We do 8 to 10 bars / clubs in a night. And I had different packages. You could have the Rockstar package or just a standard package. Standard package, we show up, don't wait no lines, walk right in, get the VIP treatment, pop bottles, say hi to some models, move forward to the next spot. And at every spot, I'm doing 2, 3, 4, 5 shots or a bottle, and that's how I got down. I got paid like that. So for me, it could be anywhere from 1, 2 to 20 people in town at once doing my world tour. And so that's where it started at. And then I started getting sponsorships from different alcohol brands to do my tours. And I was just killing the game. And so I went from there to the Rockstar package. You wanted a couple girls to be there, then I would have a couple girls come in and be there just to have fun, just to party.
Just be there, nothing else?
No, nothing else. What do you mean? If you got game, you do what you do. I got a party I'm doing. You can come with my crew because we roll to the front and walk right in. The girls all want to go to the spot and walk right in.
Yeah.
Just socialize with my folks, and that's what we do, and that's how we get out. And if they want to buy you a drink, then so be it. What do you want me to do?
You need to start doing masterclass, something else you can add to your repertoire.
You need a TED Talk.
You need a masterclass on the marketing, all this stuff, sponsorship, because I'm sitting here doing an interview, but at the same time, I'm like, try to remember this, Charlie, try to remember this,
things have changed, though. Things have changed a little bit, though, like I said. If I had the same oomph as I did then, it'd be different. And I'm still getting love, but it's going to be a lot of throwing pitches and not getting hits. And when you get the hit, you got to know how to coddle it to the point where it's going to work for you. And that's kind of what I do. So it's work. It ain't fucking easy, guys. It's fucking work. So just know that I do a lot of work to get myself in position to be that guy. And I'm constantly working on that and doing that. So like, as we speak, like I said, just today, these 3 new concepts that I'm about to drop is a big deal. You know, I was worried about being there on time for this because I was like moving all over the place and doing my thing. And I'm like, 3 o'clock is coming up quick. Got my 5 miles out of the way. Got my beach miles out of the way. I was like, I'm tired of shit. I'm going to go home and pass out. And I realized I hadn't eaten yet. So I'm fucking up these strawberries and these motherfucking walnuts right now. But that's what keeps me kind of going. Right when we hang up, I'm trying to book these 3 parties right now just for the next 3 weeks. And then I got to go back to working on the big projects I got. 1 for the beginning of the year and 2 for the ending of this year that I got to get in place.
Listen, you're a busy man. Listen, it's funny. It's funny that listen, cues and all. It's funny. You're a busy man, so we want to wrap it up. We have one more thing to play with, game to play with you in honor of you being here. It's called Build Your Challenge Squad.
Shit!
Yeah, Build Your Challenge Squad. We're gonna give you a few different categories, and you're going to choose from one or the other. All right.
And be brutally honest. Don't be nice about it.
Oh, he's already.
Like if you don't like somebody, just tell him.
He's gonna be brutally honest. He's been
always.
Let's start with strength. You're trying to build your challenge squad, a team. Next, pray to the challenge gods. We get a team concept. for All Stars 4 or 5. Build your challenge for strength. For strength, who do you want on your team? My boy Darrell or my boy Alton?
Come on, man. That's an easy choice. Who do you think I'm going to pick?
Darrell.
I think you were going to say no. Really? I was going to say
I think you're going to pick Darrell.
So you didn't watch season 1, huh? We still got.
I did, but my thing with Darrell, sometimes he be tricking out. Like, is he afraid of heights?
All day.
Darrell all day. There you go.
That's my dog,
okay.
my primo.
He's fine, so slip him my number.
He's married, I think.
Alton isn't?
Oh, yes, he's married.
Alton isn't fine?
He's asking you, Melody.
I mean, you giving me some strong Estella vibes right now, by the way.
Oh, no!
And, they had a little thing going already, You might come up in there like Undercutter's Pizza. You might already have a spot and don't even know it.
Send them to New York my way.
Endurance, and because we've seen All Stars 1 and this elimination go down, they call him the Godfather, although I call you the Godfather. Mark Long or Letarian for endurance, who do you want on your team?
I mean, this is strictly off how long I've known you. And LT's my boy, but I'm just going to go with Mark because Mark brought the All-Stars back.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, though, because L is really my dude.
I'm so thankful for that, Mark. For the Puzzle Master, we have 2 females who are very strong. Ashley Mitchell, you haven't played with her.
This is easy.
Or Teresa Gonzalez, now Teresa Jones.
Extremely easy. Ashley, that's my girl.
Yeah.
We're friends outside of this and all that, so I'm picking her either way. And I like the way she handled that situation with her dude. And she didn't split with him because he was being rude to her. Bang.
There you go.
I think that was one of the biggest moves in challenge history.
Woo.
I loved it too.
Bigger than Bananas did what Bananas did to
They
Sarah?
were both, they're equal big, but this was better because he talked a lot of shit about her.
That's true.
It is what it is. I'm just a big advocate of reaping what you sow.
Ooh. Next, Master Manipulator. We all need a Master Manipulator.
I'm sure Becky's coming out on this. Come on, bring Becky.
No, Wes
or Bananas.
Oh, guys. In this situation, I'll probably go with Bananas. That's my dog too.
Banana. All right. I'm surprised. I thought you were
I just think his longevity and the way he's done what he's done. I mean, with all those rings like Brady, come on. You can't. Yeah. In my eyes, you can't really compete with that.
True. I was gonna add something too. I'm like, there was 1 or 2 wins that I feel that the MTV gods helped them, but that's another.
I mean, he still got the title to go.
He got it.
So
now Barbie Beast. This term came to term with Jenna, but Jenna is not a choice. Barbie Beast. These are females who just kick ass, and we love them for it. Are you going to choose Emily Strom or our girl Rachel?
It's been a while for Rachel. I'm going with Emily.
Oh, really? I'm surprised.
Yep.
I thought you were going to choose Rachel.
If it's a pulling physical thing where they got to engage like that, I think Emily will take Emily's. Do you follow them both?
Yeah. Rachel, but Rachel's every day live like that.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's that other kind of strength. That's what I'm trying to say. I think she does everything.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Not to mention the college athletics. Like that girl's a beast. And
that's
sheer size-wise, bro, it's crazy.
That's true as well. Now, the last one, it's called Out of the Vault. This is the new category we added. Out of the Vault. These are players we haven't seen in a while, but they are beasts. So it's Out of the Vault, who would you want on your team? Landon or Abram?
Right now, based on some stuff that I've seen on social media, I'm going to go Landon.
All right.
So, I don't know if you know about the little drama with Abram. His wife.
No, please tell us.
He married his sister and was living down the street from me now. Yeah, he married a sister. A real, I'm talking dark
like not stepsister.
Oh,
okay. I thought you meant like incest,
no.
Sister of blood.
Okay, yeah. Gotcha.
And she posted some stuff about him being abusive.
Oh, well, we're not gonna get into it, but
I'm just telling you, for me personally,
yeah,
I can't go for. Is what it is.
No,
I like my mom be abused, so I don't fuck with that at all.
I believe it because he was with Cara Maria. We're not gonna get into it, but we like to keep it nice here. But yeah, I definitely.
I just keep it real. Nice or not, if you did it, you did
No,
it.
I get it.
He ain't
I just,
shit. He ain't shit.
I just want you guys to take me serious, and I'll be like, that guy's gonna start drama when I come on his show. But if you guys
There's
don't cut it
also
off, by all
there's
means.
also that weird thing that happened with Kenny and Evan. Bananas
And
was there
Tanya.
but didn't do anything. Yeah, and Tanya
Yeah.
was my girl back then. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm glad you're
You know?
bringing it up. You're bringing
And
it
you
up.
haven't seen them back on the show, and it's like
Didn't.
I can't friend you knowing that happened like that. I
Yeah.
can't.
It's funny because I was gonna try to bring.
I can't respect you.
It's funny you bring that up because when I was going through this, setting this game up, out of the vault, I was gonna choose maybe a Kenny or Evan, and I'm like, but they're not allowed. Period. Dot.
They were at the wedding. They were at the wedding this week too. They were at Derek's
I
wedding.
see Kenny. I didn't know about Evan, but Evan was there.
And that just no, Kenny was there, but that
Just
still
Kenny,
kind of
yeah.
rubs me weird too. I'm like, I get a weird feeling when I see that shit.
Ooh.
It can't, And TMZ was blowing me up because Tanya was my girl. We toured together forever. She's like, they were like, yo, what you got? I'm like, you know what?
Oh, it's Tanya.
I don't know.
You good? No, you don't.
If I think she got 3.2 off that whole deal.
No, but nowadays is she good? Like,
I don't know. No one knows. That's the point. Like, me. I'm trying to. I do these parties and events, man. I've been trying to get her to come to one of these events, and no one reaches back, which it happens.
You know who I want to come back, but like she's like a mystery.
Coral.
Svetlana.
Oh, Svetlana. Oh, I thought you were gonna say.
Not really. I think she was up on the bill for one of these.
She was. I'd be keeping. Yep. She was supposed to be very, very close to, I believe, 3, but she was considered for the other ones.
I don't know. I just hope mentally she's okay because I've heard some things, but we'll see.
But anyway,
yeah.
Anyway, Syrus, we gonna. You're a busy man, and that phone's blowing up. Before you go, I want you to share with the people, our listeners, our watchers, where can we find you? All social medias, things going on. We want to go to one of your parties when we come to Cali. So, but everything going on, please share it. Sell yourself like a prostitute in church, I like to say.
Well, really quick, I'm going to say this because I'm going to be out y'all way. I got some big things brewing out there. And this is hopefully within the next 60 days. So I'm working it now. It's going to be dope too. So just to let you guys know, it's going to be pretty dope. And the sponsorships are coming together now, so hopefully it works out. But you can find me on social media, you guys. Syrus MTV. That's Syrus MTV. One word. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and what else is there?
Facebook.
I'm on Pinterest too and all that stuff. But also on Facebook. I'm on Pinterest too, whatever. I'm Syrus MTV on those, but on Facebook I'm Cyrus Yarbrough. Or you can find one of my companies on there too. So my entertainment company is called RZA, as in the RZA from Wu-Tang. My big black dog. This is RZA right here. And the theory is she's big, black, and beautiful, but she has such a good heart. And so I named my company after her. So it's RZAentertainmentllc.com. Check me out. I do parties any and everywhere. Whatever you need, I bring the vibe, the ambiance, the event. If you need clowns, if you need musicians, if you need elephants, I can get you whatever you need and anywhere you need it. It's going to cost you. But I can get that. If you need a cast member to show up at an event, to host an event from a wedding to a baby's party, we do all that stuff, you guys. RZAentertainmentllc.com. Check me out. I'm here. Hit me up. Reach out. Support your small local businesses. And I appreciate you guys having me on the show. Extremely black owned.
Listen, we like to end it here. We have a thing called End It in Gratitude, and I'm going to end it in gratitude by thanking the MTV gods for clearing this. And because, as you know, I've been trying to get you on, so thank you so much. Thank you to MTV gods, and thank you, Cyrus, for taking a chance on us. It means the world to us. So thank you.
Of course, man.
You don't know, and following you since this little
since I was 7.
Thank you. The powers at CBS, MTV, and thank you for taking a chance and saying yes.
Anytime you guys need me, man, I'm here.
Listen, I follow you, so I'm gonna be eyes open for that New York party.
Oh yeah. Because
we gotta be in there.
It's gonna be major, and before Monday, I'm hoping to release what I'm going to be doing.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be posting out on Inner Circle page. You could catch us on Instagram, the Inner Circle Podcast, as you see right there. You could watch us on YouTube. Subscribe means a lot. Or you could catch us streaming the very next day on Apple, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio.
Nice.
All the good stuff. Spotify. I can't like you going down the list is like you forget. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you guys. Thank you for your support. See you next week. We are out.
Thank you guys. Blessings. That was fun.
Blessings.
Appreciate you.